Hello, everybody. It's Beckie Belote. I am a creative memories advisor from Newport News, Virginia. And today I am sporting my scrapbooking is a hoot t-shirt because Croptoberfest is coming. And this year our theme is owls. So I love this shirt. I love my scrapbookers. Hey, scrapbookers that are already signed up for my Croptoberfest. Um, and again, I want to put a plug for creative memories advisors everywhere because we rock when it comes to events. So if you want to come and make friends and scrapbook with others, sign up. For Croptoberfest. You can find events on our Creative Memories locator, creativememories.com, and find an advisor near you. If you don't have an advisor and you want to tune in to my demos, I would love for you to tune in to mine. And my name is Beckie, Beckie, Belote, Belote. So search me out. Also, if you are trying to make some extra money for Christmas, this is the time. Maybe you have a big event that you're trying to say for a wedding or, private school. Fall is our biggest selling season of the year, and we have new products coming out one set of stuff at a time. I mean, it just keeps coming. So it's a great time, even if you have a friend or two, to go ahead and get started and save some money on your own stuff while you make a little money too. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I have a really cool idea today, kind of stumbled across that I think you'll like. It's kind of a mosaic. And when I hear mosaic, I kind of freak out because I don't like to do anything that's time consuming. But this is a little formula. You use just your straight trimmer to do it. And it's really easy. I think that you'll love the concept. So let's go ahead and take a peek. All right. So what you're going to want to do, it's a great time to grab papers that that you like the front and the back together, but may be a little bit busy for your taste. You like both sides. You can lick both sides. However, you think to yourself, wow, that's a little busy for my photos. This is probably not a horrible, this is not really a bad print, really. But I'm using it because I had it extra. All right, so then what you want to do is decide how thick your border is going to be because we're making borders here. You could make a real thick border. You could make a real thin border, but you need to decide because that is going to be very important to the measurement process. So let's say I wanted to do a 2.5 inch border. All right, so what you need to do is you need to find 2.5 inches up here on your trimmer. Okay, so here's the 2, here's the 3, 2.5 is right in between. And what you want to do is find out where that 2.5 line crosses your diagonal because we're going to use that. So first off, also decide if you want 2 borders or 1 border. So if I'm going to do a double page spread, I might want 2. So I am cutting 2 strips at 2.5. Two strips at 2.5. All right. Then what you want to do is stack them nicely. If you're nervous about how it's going to come out, you can face each other, but it's not going to matter on this. I'm going to go ahead and face each other because I want to get you in the habit. More things will be screwed up by not facing each other than doing it, than not doing it. So I'm stacking them so they're perfectly stacked. I want to go find that 2.5 where it intersects with this diagonal line. So here's 2.5. I'm going to go down. It goes right there. So I am lining up my piece of paper with the diagonal so that that top corner is pointed at the 2.5 line. All right. Next step, I want you to put your finger so that it appears it is directly in the middle of that piece of paper. Next, this little white line, I want it to plop down so that it looks like it's about in front of my finger. Okay, and that on mine is right here. Then what I want you to do is pull the carriage towards you. All right, and then I want you to flip this piece of paper over, put it back on the line, back at the 2.5. Make sure your paper is still stacked nicely. Go ahead, find your middle again. Find your line lined up to the middle of your finger and pull towards you. All right. You're probably asking yourself, oh, she did something wrong. Nothing fell off. If something falls off, you did something wrong. All right. We don't want that to happen. All right. So again, 2.5 on the diagonal. Put my finger in the middle. Line up the line to the middle of my finger, pull down. You're saying to myself, what if I'm not exactly right? If you're not exactly right, it's going to still work. Okay. So please don't let your little hearts pitter pat. It's okay. It's okay. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. All right. We're just going to do the best we can. Middle, middle, and drag. All right. Now I'm going to stop there. I'm going to show you what I have because I'm going to do 2 examples of things that you can do. But this is what it looks like at your ends. Okay. All right. So I'm going to put that aside. We're going to do something with that in a minute. And now what I want to do is I want to do it another time, but this time I want to do it with a different size to show you the difference. So we did that at 2.5. Let's do this next one at 4. Okay, so I'm going to go to the 4. If I wanted 2, I would cut 2 at the same time. If I just want 1, like this is a really thick border. If I do a really thick border, I might just do 1 big border on one side and then an accent piece on the other. Okay, so I'm just going to do 1 this time. All right, now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm putting the small end on the diagonal, but where do I line it up? This is not 2.5. This is a 4-inch piece of paper. So I want to find the 4-inch line and I want to go down till it intersects that line. So this time I'm lining up there. So it doesn't matter how wide your strip is. What matters is what you line this up with. So this was a 4-inch, I'm lining up with a 4. If it was a 5-inch strip, I would line it up with a 5. If it was a 4.5-inch strip, I would line it up here at the 4.5. Make sense? Yes, makes sense. Great. All right. So then what we're going to do is find the middle. We're going to line up this little thing to the middle. We're going to do like that. We're going to fold it over. We're going to go back to the 4, line it up on the line, find the middle, line up this little line here with the middle, pull back, do the other side, flip it over, line up to the 4 on the line, find the middle, put the middle of this white thing to the middle of your finger, pull towards yourself, flip it over, line it up to the 4. Why? Because it's 4-inch strip. Find the middle, line up this line with the middle of your finger, pull towards you. Okay, so what is going to happen at this point is you need to fold up. And if you have done any kind, if one went up, remember how I said the measurement doesn't matter, it's going to be okay. I mean that, but you fix it here. So this one went up higher than this one a little bit. No problem. When I fold this in, I'm going to fold it so that this crease is level. I know it's level because the pieces here are lined up nicely. All right. Do the same thing down here. We're going to fold it until the pieces fold up nicely. And that's going to make sure that I have a nice horizontal. All right. So I did that there. Let's do it on this one too. All right. We're going to, well, this one we did 2 at a time. I'm going to go ahead and it should be perfectly matched. So I'm going to go ahead and fold them both 2 at a time. All right. So that it matches perfectly. So kind of bend it so that it's nice. And so that cut is what do you call it, so that it's horizontal. All right, next what we're going to do is cut off those flaps. You can do it with your trimmer. If it's a long piece like this, I might use my trimmer, and I can see the line, so I'm going to go ahead and line this up with that line. Kind of see the line. It's actually not that prominent of a line. I think I'm going to cut it with the scissors so I can see it better. So with this one, I'm going to grab my long stem scissors. Oh, wow. This is really, I'm going to fold this in a little bit more. I kind of missed the mark on that one, I think. Okay. It's going to look better. All right. So Didn't realize I wasn't in as far as I needed to be on that one. All right, so that's nice and straight. Nice and straight cut. All right, so that takes care of that one. All right, let's go ahead and do this one. If one cut goes in a little farther than the other, when you do your cut, go to the one that went in a little farther, and that way you have more room to maneuver with your scissors. I hope that makes sense. Right, and one might go farther only because we're not perfect. This time this cut was a little longer than the other. And because I said that measurement doesn't matter, and it really doesn't, you're going to see that these are going to be so beautiful. All right, and on this one, I went a little farther on this one. I'm going to go use that. So my scissors just nestle better that way, okay? All right. Now what we're going to do, I'm going to do this step at the same time. You can do a number of things. On this one, I'm just going to show you some different things. To get the mosaic, we need some spacing. Right now, they're going to fit perfectly together. They'll nestle perfectly together. But if you want more of that mosaic, what you're going to do is you need to cut some space out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this right in half. Then I'm going to go over here and line it up to, I don't know, wherever you want. I'm going to do 3/4 mark. Last night at my team meeting, I did a 1/2 inch, but I'm going to do 3/4 today. All right. And then I'm going to show you what we got. So if I pull a piece of paper out with these scraps, what I have is, just use that out of the way for a second. I have, so I can do here. All right, where I give some spacing on the ends. And then we can put these back in. To give this look. Is that beautimous? All right, so really crazy simple. You could do it any way you want for different looks. And this was, as I recall, a 2.5 inch. So you could do narrower, you could do fatter. All right, so let's look at another technique. So we did the same thing with this guy. We have part of the pieces here. Here it is. All right, this is what we have. So let's do another concept. What if we do that same thing where we fold it in the middle? This time, I think I'm just going to do a 1/2 inch because it doesn't matter. I'm just randomly picking these measurements, okay? And then what if we score? This is trash, by the way. What if we score this at some other point at the same time? So I'm getting them, since I'm doing 2 at the same time, I'm going to go ahead and score them at the same time so I can't goof. And let's score it at, say, 1 1/4. Just making it up, doesn't matter. All right. And then what I'm going to do, and that was just to make sure it was the same spot. I'm going to fold it. And then I'm going to do the same thing I did last time, maybe not cut off as much. I'm going to go to the 1/2 inch again. But it doesn't matter if you want to cut off or if you can't. All right, this is the white space that I talked about. We want white space. All right, so now I'm going to put all these pieces together. Let's grab a contrasting piece. And this is probably one, because it's nice and thick, that I would not do more than one. I would probably do just a real simple border on the other side. Put there. Put that there. And this is more mosaic-y because we have more pieces. All right, is that cool? Crazy cool. All right, so let's look at some completed pages. All right, so this one I made with Croctoberfest. All right, so this one I just cut out. I cut it folded this piece in half and cut just out a little bit of a middle here. This is using the Croptoberfest bundle. If you have not gotten your Croptoberfest bundle, I'm warning you, you probably should order it. Okay. The stuff with Croptoberfest is really pretty, and we only have it one time of the year. When Croptoberfest is over, it will be gone. In fact, it is likely to be gone before. Last week, I used the autumn leaf border punch, and I used it again this week. It's one of my faves, and I just put a little strip over that to give a little variation. Is that beautiful? These are the little $2 embellishments that you can add to the page. It says owl yours, and this says owl I need is love. So stinking cute. All right. So that is using the Croptoberfest line. A new line that just came out is Autumn Harvest. On this one, I did a 5-inch one. So this is what 5 inches look like. I took one of the mats from the mat pack of Autumn Harvest. I cut out a 1/2 inch border. So this is the border. The guts from this that came out are here. So because this was a 5-inch and this is a 5-inch, I used this in the middle. So this time I didn't cut out a middle at all. I took that piece, I didn't fold it, I didn't do anything to it. All I did was cover it up with the piece from here to give this beautiful look. You're going to want maybe even more than one pack of these laser embellishments. They're really pretty. They're very shimmery, very beautiful. And then again, a very simple border over here to give me plenty of space for all of my pictures for this layout, probably raking leaves in the yard, probably a walk in the park, just a beautiful layout. And I love how I get to see this really busy print that is so gorgeous. Accented in this way. All right, the last example, I did this one at my team meeting last night, and because I wasn't careful when I cut, I didn't make sure that it was perfectly straight. I realized I didn't like the look that it was giving me. So, by the way, this line is called Sweet Summer. Super pretty line. The embellishments in this line are so pretty. You can really do lots of pages with the embellishments. And the paper pack has these little icons that you can use for journal boxes or mats, decorations. So pretty. So you'll love this line, Sweet Summer. But because I didn't like the tilt, what I did is instead of trying to do the mosaic with it, I didn't. I just put it together so that I could force it to be straight because of the way I put them on top of each other. So that's what's going on here. I didn't want the spacing because this is not really cut very straight. All right. And then I had a nicer big gap in the middle as a result. I threw a beautiful embellishment from Sweet Summer and I popped a little sunshine in the middle. Do you love that? All right, so that's another look, whether you screw it up or not. So anyways, that's Sweet Summer. All right, so that is all I have today. Let's see if my screen will change. Yes, yay. So anyways, I really appreciate you following me. I am back to my blogs. So if you want to see some great ideas on my blogs, I'm getting ready to publish another one. It will be on probably on the autumn, the new autumn. So I'll probably be working on that this week. So pay attention to me on scrapbookwithbecky.com, www.scrapbookwithbecky.com under blog. All right. Thanks so much for watching, and y'all have an amazing day.